Have you noticed that as the years go by, your body doesn't respond to food the way it used to? A small piece of cake, a glass of warm milk, even a comforting cup of coffee. They once brought joy, maybe even a little comfort. But now, they might leave you staring at the ceiling at 2 a. Or waking up feeling bloated, sluggish, or painfully stuck inside. You're not imagining it. As we grow older, our digestion slows down. Our sleep becomes more fragile. And some of the foods we've loved quietly start working against us. Here's a gentle truth. Some everyday foods we trust, can slowly rob us of rest and make the simple act of going to the bathroom feel like a struggle. But the good news is, once we begin to notice, once we understand what's really going on, we can start making different choices, softer ones, wiser ones. So today, let's sit together, slowly. Let's look at 6 common foods that might be disturbing your nights and holding your body back from moving freely. And let's explore what you can do instead to bring your sleep and your belly back to balance. You deserve peace in your nights and ease in your days. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Caffeine, the sneaky sleep thief. Have you ever had a cup of coffee in the afternoon, thinking it might lift your energy just a little, only to find yourself wide awake, eyes open, heart fluttering? Long past midnight, it can feel confusing. After all, you've been drinking coffee your whole life, maybe even 2 or 3 cups a day. So why now, in your 70s, your 80s, does it suddenly feel like even one small cup makes the night feel longer than it should? Well, here's what your body may be quietly trying to tell you. As we age, our metabolism naturally slows down. That means everything we consume, food, drink, even medicine, takes longer to process. Caffeine, especially, lingers. What used to pass through your system in a few short hours can now stay in your bloodstream much longer, sometimes 6, even 8 hours or more. And while your mind may feel calm, your heart may still be racing. Your nervous system stays alert. Your body remains in a state of on, even when what you want most is to be still. But it's not just the coffee in your favorite mug. Caffeine hides in places we often forget: black tea, green tea, sodas, energy drinks, even that little piece of dark chocolate you treat yourself to after dinner. The hard part is, we often don't make the connection. We wonder why we're tossing and turning, why we wake up with a tight chest, or find ourselves going to the bathroom more often at night. Sometimes it's not age. Sometimes it's just what we've been sipping without realizing. But here's the comforting truth. You don't have to give it all up. This isn't about cutting out joy. It's about timing. If you love your morning coffee, you can keep it. Just gently place a boundary. Try making your last cup before 1 or 2 p.m. And after that, reach for something softer, a warm herbal tea, like chamomile or rooibos. Something that calms your body instead of stirring it. And if you love chocolate, enjoy it earlier in the day, maybe with lunch, or in the afternoon as a treat. But let your evening hours be free from stimulants. Let your body know it's time to exhale. This small shift may seem too simple to matter, but many older adults say that just this one change, cutting caffeine after lunch, help them fall asleep more easily, wake up less, and feel more rested the next morning. Sometimes healing doesn't ask us to do more. Sometimes it simply asks us to listen, to notice, and to say, okay, maybe it's time to try a softer way. Your body is not failing you. It's just moving at a different pace now. And when you honor that pace, even with something as small as your afternoon drink, you might find that the night becomes gentler, and sleep, at last, returns like an old friend. Let that be your quiet beginning. 2. White bread and refined grains, empty and binding. Have you ever eaten a soft roll with dinner, or a bowl of white rice to soothe your stomach, only to find yourself later that evening feeling heavy, uncomfortably full, or quietly struggling to go the next day? It's something many older adults experience, but rarely talk about. Not because it isn't common, but because we've come to see certain foods like white bread, crackers, rice as gentle and familiar, comforting even. But here's what your body may be trying to tell you: no, things are different after 65. The foods that once went down easy may now move too slowly, too silently, too stubbornly. You see, white bread and other refined grains have been stripped of their natural fiber. That's the part of food that helps keep your digestion flowing, that gently sweeps through your gut, keeping things moving in the right direction. But when that fiber is gone, what's left can cling to the inside, making the body feel stuck, bloated, and sluggish. And there's something else refined grains break down quickly into sugar. They may not taste sweet, but inside your body, they behave like it. That sudden spike in blood sugar can make it harder for your body to settle at night. It may leave you restless, tossing, or waking up hungry in the middle of the night. But here's the tender part: you don't have to give up the warmth of bread or the comfort of grains. You just have to choose ones that still have their goodness intact. Instead of white bread, try a soft slice of whole grain toast. Instead of plain white rice, maybe gently steamed brown rice or oatmeal. These foods are still gentle, still familiar, but they nourish your digestion rather than bind it. They give your belly the quiet strength it needs to keep things flowing, not just in the morning, but all through the night. One small change. That's all it takes. You don't need to overhaul your diet. You don't need to feel guilty. You simply need to listen to your body and offer it something just a little closer to nature. Maybe tonight, instead of your usual white toast, you try a slice of sprouted grain bread with a bit of almond butter. Something wholesome, soft, filling, but light. And tomorrow, you just might feel that small difference, that lightness in your belly, that deeper rest through the night. Because sometimes, healing doesn't come from adding more. It comes from subtracting what no longer serves you and letting your body return to what it always knew how to do: to digest with ease, to sleep in peace, to live with softness. And that, dear friend, starts with just one slice. 3. Cheese. Comforting but constipating. There's something about cheese that feels comforting. a slice of cheddar on toast, a spoonful of creamy cottage cheese, or a sprinkle of Parmesan on warm pasta. These little additions have brought flavor, warmth, and joy to our meals for years. For many of us, cheese is more than food. It's tradition. It's habit. It's a familiar friend at the table. But sometimes, even the most comforting things can become a quiet burden. Have you ever noticed that after a cheesy meal, especially in the evening, your belly feels full, tight, maybe even a bit stubborn the next morning? Maybe you feel like things just aren't moving the way they used to, like your body is holding on, unwilling to let go. You're not alone in that. As we grow older, our ability to digest dairy, especially cheese, can change. The body may produce less of the enzyme that breaks down lactose, the natural sugar found in milk. And even if you never had a problem before, it's possible that now cheese is quietly slowing down your system. For many older adults, cheese becomes one of the top contributors to constipation, and when the belly feels blocked, sleep suffers too. You may wake up feeling unrested, or toss and turn with bloating that doesn't seem to settle. But the solution isn't about giving up everything you love. It's about noticing how your body feels and making small, gentle shifts. If you crave that creamy texture, there are still ways to enjoy it. Try mashed avocado with a pinch of salt and a squeeze of lemon. Spread it on toast in place of cheese. It's soft, satisfying, and full of healthy fats that actually support digestion. You might also explore plant-based cheese alternatives made from nuts or oats. They won't taste exactly the same, but they often sit lighter in the belly. And if you truly enjoy cheese, perhaps a slice here or there, try having it earlier in the day, in smaller portions, maybe with breakfast or lunch, when your digestive fire is strongest. Remember, this isn't about restriction. It's about recognition, learning which foods nourish you now, in this new season of life. Because your body is not the same as it was at 40 or even 60. And that's okay. You don't have to stop enjoying food. You're simply learning which ones love you back. So tonight, instead of a cheesy snack before bed, maybe reach for something softer, lighter, something that doesn't make your belly work so hard as you prepare for rest. And in the morning, you just might notice your body moves a little easier. Your mind feels more clear, and sleep, that precious gift, comes with less resistance. Sometimes comfort doesn't come from holding on to old habits. It comes from gently letting go and allowing your body to guide you towards something better. And isn't that what aging truly is? A return to listening, a return to care, a return to softness. 4. Carbonated drinks, bubbles that bloat. They make a cheerful sound, don't they? That little fizz, the gentle hiss when you crack open a can of soda or pour sparkling water into a glass. It feels light, refreshing, like something fun and harmless. And maybe, for years, it was. But now, maybe not so much. Have you noticed, lately, that after just one fizzy drink, your belly feels rounder? Maybe tight, maybe filled with gas or air that won't quite settle. Maybe lying down after dinner feels uncomfortable, or your sleep is disturbed by the uneasy pressure in your gut. If so, your body is speaking, and it's asking for something a little gentler. You see, as we age, digestion doesn't move the way it used to. Our intestines slow down, and the ability to release trapped air weakens a little. Add carbonation, tiny bubbles of gas, and suddenly your belly becomes a balloon, not in a playful way, but in a way that presses, expands, and holds tension long into the night. And when your stomach is bloated, your sleep suffers too. The pressure can push upward, affecting your chest, your breathing, even your heart rhythm. What seemed like a harmless refreshment now becomes a quiet culprit keeping you awake, tossing and turning, or waking in discomfort. But you don't have to give up your routines completely. This is not about living with less joy, just more intention. If you miss the sparkle of carbonation, consider enjoying it earlier in the day before noon, when your digestion is stronger and more active. But as the sun goes down, reach for something still, something calming. A glass of room temperature water with a slice of lemon. A gentle herbal infusion may be chamomile, peppermint, or warm fennel tea, even cucumber water, steeped for a few hours in the fridge, can feel refreshing without the disruption. Let your evening drink be part of your sleep ritual. Let it say to your body, "You've done enough today. It's time to rest." And the shift doesn't need to be dramatic. Just one mindful decision at the end of the day, choosing stillness over stimulation, can bring comfort where there was once discomfort. Peaceful rest begins in the belly. When your gut is calm, your mind softens, your heart slows, and sleep becomes a gentle drift, not a struggle. So tonight, if you feel tempted by a can of soda or a bubbly glass, take a quiet moment. Ask your body how it feels, and if it might prefer something simpler, something that soothes, not stirs. And if you try it just once, you might find that your evening feels a little lighter, your breath flows easier, and your sleep, at last, comes gently and stays. Because sometimes, healing isn't about big changes. It's about listening to the smallest signals and choosing peace, one quiet sip at a time. 5. Red meat, heavy and hard to process. There's something about a warm, hearty meal at the end of the day. A tender steak, a juicy burger, something filling that feels like it will give you strength. For years, it may have been the center of your dinner plate, something that brought comfort, warmth, and a sense of satisfaction after a long day. But now, maybe you've noticed it sits a little differently. Maybe it lingers longer. Maybe after a meal like that, your belly feels tight, heavy, or unsettled. Sleep becomes harder to reach. You lie in bed, not quite full, but not comfortable either. That feeling isn't in your imagination. As we age, our digestive system slows, especially in the evening. It takes longer to break down dense, fatty foods, and red meat, while rich in flavor, is also rich in saturated fat, something that demands more from your stomach and intestines to break down. Unlike fiber-rich foods that sweep through the gut gently, Red meat doesn't help things move. In fact, it often slows digestion down, leaving your belly feeling blocked and your body holding on when it should be letting go. For many older adults, a heavy meat dinner quietly leads to two things they dread most: restless nights and sluggish mornings. But the good news is there are other ways to feel nourished, satisfied, and strong without weighing yourself down. You might try soft fish like salmon or trout rich in healthy oils and much easier on your system, or a comforting vegetable soup with white beans or lentils, which offer protein, fiber, and gentle warmth all in one bowl. Even something as simple as scrambled eggs with spinach on whole grain toast can bring fullness without the heaviness. What matters most isn't the volume or the richness. It's how your body feels after the meal. You deserve to go to bed with a belly that feels light, at ease, and ready for rest. Not working overtime, not struggling through the night. So if red meat has been your go-to, try shifting it earlier in the day. Lunch might be a better place for it when your digestion is stronger and your body has time to process before bedtime. Then, let dinner be a time for softness, for light flavors, soothing textures, and gentle nourishment. Because when you choose foods that are kind to your body, something beautiful happens. Your body responds with peace. Your mind grows quiet, and sleep returns more easily. You're not giving up pleasure. You're simply redefining what comfort feels like now. It's not in the heaviness, but in the ease that follows. Let your evening meals become invitations to rest, to let go, to breathe deeper and sleep better. Sometimes the strength we need comes not from holding on to old habits, but from choosing what helps us feel light inside and out. 6. Sugary treats, sweet dreams. Stolen. There's something comforting about a little sweetness at the end of the day. A cookie after dinner, a piece of cake with tea, or a handful of candies quietly enjoyed while watching the evening news. For many of us, that sweetness holds meaning. It feels like reward, like care, like a small joy after another long day. But if you've noticed that sleep doesn't come as easily on nights when dessert is part of the routine, if you wake up feeling foggy, restless, or oddly sad, your body might be telling you that this sweetness is stealing something from you. You see, sugar isn't just sugar. It's energy. It's stimulation. And when it enters your system too late in the day, it lifts you up at the exact moment your body is trying to wind down. Your heart may beat a little faster. Your mind may start racing just as your head touches the pillow. Your sleep becomes shallow, broken, delayed. But sugar doesn't stop there. It also affects your gut, the place where over 70% of your immune system lives, where mood-regulating hormones like serotonin are born. Too much sugar can throw your gut bacteria out of balance, slowing digestion and creating that all-too-familiar feeling of constipation. And for many older adults, this means double trouble, nights of poor sleep, and mornings of discomfort and frustration. But here's something gentle to remember. You don't have to give up sweetness. You just have to choose a kind that loves you back. Instead of cookies or cake at night, try warming a sliced apple with a sprinkle of cinnamon, or mash a ripe banana with a bit of nut butter and a few oats. It tastes like a dessert, but calms the body instead of waking it up. These natural treats offer a soft sweetness, one that doesn't spike your blood sugar, one that supports your belly, and one that actually helps your body feel safe enough to rest. Because sleep isn't just about what we avoid, it's about how we prepare. And when your evening ends with something soft, gentle, and grounding, you invite your nervous system to relax. You send the message, it's safe now. You can let go. So if you're someone who loves dessert, don't shame yourself. Just begin to notice. Notice how you feel after each kind of sweet. Notice what helps you sleep more deeply, wake more gently, move more freely. You deserve comfort. You deserve pleasure. And you deserve rest. Let your sweetness come not from a habit that stirs the body into unrest, but from foods and choices that whisper healing into the night. Because at this age, true sweetness isn't just in the taste, it's in the peace that follows. So, dear friend, we've come to a quiet truth. What you eat doesn't just fill your belly, it shapes your sleep, your digestion, and the peace you carry into the night. After 65, your body speaks more softly, asking for gentler foods, simpler rhythms, and more time to rest. When you listen, it responds with ease, lightness, and calm. So maybe tonight, just try one small change. Trade that late-night treat for something softer, or sip warm tea instead of soda. Then listen. How does your body feel? If this message touched something in you, I invite you to share below. What's been bothering your sleep or digestion lately? What are you ready to try instead? We're here to read, support, and walk this gentle path beside you. And if you'd like more warm guidance like this, please consider subscribing, liking, or sharing this with someone you love. Because sometimes, one quiet story can become someone else's healing. May your meals feel kind. May your sleep feel deep. And may your heart feel heard.